So let's analyze the next question. So what's the unique thing over here? There's a pulley which is fixed on the mass. So that becomes a movable pulley and is moving with the mass m. So we are best drawing the free body diagram first initially. So I'll give you some 5 minutes to do this question. So first let us make the tensions. So any section pulls both the ends. So we have a tension, 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 tension. It's a single rope, tension all over, so pulling both the ends. In any of these questions I could have asked how much is the force on the wall over here. That would be the force on the pulley, which is a vector addition of this t and this t, that is t square plus t square by 2. So root 2t will be the force on the wall due to the tension. If there is no mass of the pulley, if there is mass of the pulley, then additional force will be there. So anyways, coming back to the question. So this main mass, if I draw this mass separately, then what all forces it is having. So I'll draw all the forces on this mass in a separate diagram. Mind you, the pulley is part of the mass. If I pull the pulley, the mass gets pulled. So any force on the pulley is supposed to be acting on the mass itself. So what is that? There is a T here, there is a T here, which is what people might miss out. Then yeah, you have your weight mg, which is being countered by n. Is n equal to mg in this case? I'll ask you. And then this body is going forward. There is a pull over here, so I can take the pulley together with the body, won't matter much. Or I could have taken just this section and say the pulley is being pulled with T and T. So we see that we have a forward pull of T, T and T. 3 T's in the forward direction. But any other force on this, any other force can you identify? Quickly check. I hope you have got the force due to this mass on this mass. So what is happening? The big mass is pushing the small mass. When the big mass is going forward, so the whole setup is something like this. M due to the mg weight, the small m is wanting to go down. If the small m goes down, then the big mass has to go forward. So if there is no friction, then any small weight is going to cause some tension, and that tension is going to make the mass go forward. So there is no question that the mass is going forward. So the big mass is going forward. The acceleration of the big mass is capital A, suppose, is in the forward direction. So what is the force which you might miss out is a reaction force from the body R. Here this mass is pushing the small body forward with some force, say R. Then that small mass is putting a force of R backwards. So this action reaction, you can just imagine if I put a small ant in between the two masses, and if the big mass goes forward, will the ant be crushed or not? Little violent, I know, but will the ant be crushed or not? Yes, it will be crushed. That means there is a pressing force. If there is a pressing force, you have to draw the action and reaction. If it is not there, it will come as 0, but we know it is there. So these are the total forces. Now you have to write two equations, one in vertical direction and one in horizontal direction. What we are going to bother about mostly is the horizontal equation, because we want horizontal acceleration, and there is no friction, so vertical direction equations might not matter in this case, but anyways we'll write it. So what are all the downward force? We have a mg down, we have a t down. We have two downward forces. So that is mg plus t, both are downwards, and there is one upward force, must be equal to n, because the body is neither jumping up nor going down. So what we see over here is normal reaction is not mg. That is what we have been emphasizing earlier on also. Normal reaction may not be mg. In this case it is mg plus n. If there is a box kept on a table and I put a force of some F on top of the box, then the normal reaction will be the weight of the box plus the force what I have put. So this T is the extra force put on the box. So the ground has reacted back with the normal reaction, which is not only mg plus T, to counter this force also. Now in the horizontal direction, what is the equation? That will be a major equation. T, T and T. 3 T's and 1 R in the backward. So 3T forward minus R, which is in the backward direction, is the net horizontal force on this mass M is the net horizontal force. So the mass m gets accelerated by A due to this force in the forward direction. Now what about the small mass? The small mass again will have two equations going about, one in the horizontal direction and one in the vertical direction. So what is in the vertical direction? In the vertical direction, if the mass is going down with, say, acceleration small a, then we have mg minus t is equal to small m into a. And what about the horizontal? What about the horizontal direction acceleration? The mass was sticking to the big mass. If the big mass is going forward with a acceleration, this mass is also going along. In the horizontal direction, mass small m, mass is going along the capital mass m. So in the horizontal direction, the acceleration was capital A of the small mass also. So in the horizontal direction, we can write r is equal to small m into capital A for the acceleration of the small mass in the horizontal direction. So r being the only horizontal force on it, causing a horizontal acceleration. Now what we see from here, equation, say this was equation 1, then I wrote this, equation 3. What we see from equation 1 and 3 is we can get rid of r. We have got 4 variables right now. We have t, we have r, we have small a, we have capital A. So, and we have 3 equations. So one constraint equation I have not written yet. So I hope you are masters in constraint right now. So when I move the capital mass m by x forward, we'll have a x loose string over here, x loose over there, and this becomes x loose. So this is totally going to fall by 3x. So to tighten all those things, we have a minus x here, this remains same, this becomes minus x. So this has to become 3x to totally tighten everything. So this small a is actually equal to 3 times capital A. So instead of mentioning a small a, we'll straight away write it as 3 times capital A, which was your small a. So what we have now is 3 equations and 3 unknowns. R can be easily plugged into this, and see when you plug into that, what equation is formed. We'll form an equation which can serve as a combined equation in the horizontal direction for m and m. So what is that? If I put r over here, we get 3t minus ma is equal to ma, or in other words 3t is equal to m plus ma, and we could have written this equation directly instead of writing those two. But writing those two gives me a good idea of how much is the action reaction over here. So if there was friction, then this reaction would have helped. So writing this is a good idea. Writing this equation and this equation is a good idea. To save time, we could have said that for the horizontal direction case, this m and this m both are going with the same acceleration, hence we can consider the two masses together. So if we consider the two masses together, then this action reaction over here becomes an internal force, and the external force is T and T and T. So this T, this T. So 3T remains the external force, and these two masses together are going forward with A acceleration. So that would have given you this equation directly. 3T is equal to m plus m A. So anyways, what we have now is a combined equation of 1-3 combined equation we have got, and we have got the other equation, which is, I'll write in blue, I'll mark it in blue. So these two equations, if you solve, you are going to get your answer, because the only variable is t and a over here. So you can multiply the whole of this equation 3 times, and you'll get 3mg minus 3t is equal to 9ma. So on adding the two equations, what you get is 3mg is equal to 9ma plus ma, that is your 10ma. So it is m plus 10m A. So your acceleration comes as 3mg divided by m plus 10m. Acceleration has got the unit of g. Mass by mass gets the units gets cancelled, so you have to keep an eye on the unit also. And similarly, the acceleration of the small mass m would be so much forward and 3 times so much downward. So 9 mg by m plus 10 ma downwards and so much forward. So a forward, 3a downwards, where a is given by this. So you have a net acceleration of this going in that direction, in this direction. So this will be given by 3 square plus 1 square under root times a, which is root 10 a, where a is this value and in that direction. If you want to know the angle also with the vertical, you can write tan phi is equal to 1 by 3. So what's the important thing over here? Tension which is acting on the pulley is pulling the pulley, which in fact is pulling the main mass. So the pulleys which are attached to the main mass experiences the force which is acting on the pulleys. The main mass experiences the force which is acting on the pulleys. Secondly, if the bodies are in contact, there will be action and reaction force that will be quite helpful to calculate when you are finding friction. And otherwise, when two bodies are in contact, you can consider the two bodies to be together in a particular direction, like these two bodies initially like this, and after a while maybe like this. So in the horizontal direction, the bodies have remained unseparated, so you can consider them as a single mass in the horizontal direction and write the equation as 3t is the net external force now. Internal force is not included now because that is the internal force. So external force on m plus m is 3t is equal to ma, and such kind of equations you can write. So that is one point, one takeaway from this. So try to analyze, try to think what has been told over here. The other one is the forces acting on the pulleys which is attached to the big block is the force acting on the big block. One more thing over here is the normal reaction was not equal to mg. The normal reaction was mg plus t. So that is again to be noted, will be used in questions which will involve friction, because the friction, the kinematic friction is proportional to the normal reaction between the bodies. So here normal reaction is important, here also the normal reaction is important to get the friction value. So we are done with this pulley kind of question. One wedge kind of question I like to do.